anything graded a measure of my self-worth. I saw grades as an opportunity to A, prove my belief that I was dumb, or B, disprove my belief that I was dumb. No pressure or anything. The only way I felt comfortable expressing myself was through journaling. Personal writing had long been a cathartic act for me, beginning with keeping a journal when I was young. It was a way to process my thoughts and express and understand myself better. Unlike graded exercises or public speaking, no one read or judged what I put in my journal. It was the only place I could be the person I aspired to be, the only place I could dream and muse and not have to censor or edit myself, the only place I felt confident that one day I had a future as someone who could share her voice. During 11th grade, I finally found a way outside of journaling to loosen up and to stop obsessing over whether my ideas were smart or dumb. I befriended a group of girls at school who showed me it was fun to be myself and do it outwardly. They told me over and over, through their words and their actions, that my ideas were funny, good, and important to share. I discovered what a joy it was to be heard. I thought about future Sophie, 90-something years old and lying on her deathbed, and how disappointed old lady me would be if I kept my ideas to myself forever. Speaking up and speaking out was the only way to affect people in this world. And what would my life be worth if nothing I did ever affected anyone? As my friendships grew and I began to realize that I aspired to leave the world better than I found it, I formed a quiet dream of finding a way to make a real impact on others. I hoped to change humanity for the better. Like Voldemort, but in a good way, I used to say. I didn't think I'd actually achieve greatness because, despite my newfound comfort expressing myself with my close girlfriends and my budding urge to speak up, I still couldn't even raise my hand in English class. But the dream wouldn't go away. I hated my inability to get over my insecurities. I had ideas I was excited about, so why couldn't I just say them? I longed to be heard, not only by the pages of my journal or in late-night chats with my best friends. I believed I could really be something when I grew up, and in order to accomplish that dream, I'd have to speak up. Late one night, I asked my mom if I could see a therapist. She got straight to work finding someone great, and a few weeks later I found myself in front of a therapist I'll refer to as Dr. Graham. He was a short, older guy with glasses and white, wispy hair whose laugh reminded me of the Pillsbury Doughboys. We sat across from each other every Tuesday for 45 minutes, and I told him about my week and my friends and the mean girls from elementary school who had hurt my feelings. Dr. Graham recommended I come to one of the speaking circles his wife ran, where a small group of people gathered for 2 hours and took turns getting up to speak in front of strangers for progressively longer periods of time. I couldn't tell if it sounded like a fun theater camp activity or my worst nightmare come true. A week later, I showed up to the speaking circle right on time. My hands were clammy, my armpits sweaty. The other 5 people were already there, all my seniors by at least 20 years and all in business attire. I noticed an old video camera set up on a tripod. It seemed like we were about to make an amateur movie rather than some real emotional strides. We were told we each had to stand up and tell a story about anything, all while being filmed. At the end, we'd be sent our video to watch. That sounded simple enough. I could do this. These people were strangers anyway. I had nothing to lose, no reason to be nervous, no reason at all. But, of course, when my turn came, all I wanted to do was slowly and quietly back away toward the door, shake my head and whisper, no thank you. I was more than nervous. I was dizzy, my face felt red, and my mouth was parched, but I had to do it. Everyone was waiting. So I started small, by introducing myself. I told them my name, that I had 2 older brothers, where I went to school, that I was in 11th grade, and then that thing happened where you lose your voice mid-sentence and your body forces you to swallow because your throat is so dry. I lost it. Sorry, I'm just so nervous right now, I admitted to all those strangers, speaking quickly. I don't know why I get this way. I don't know. It's irrational, and this doesn't matter, and none of you are going to judge me. I touched my face with my wet hands. Oh man, my face feels so hot right now. It's probably really red. Then I stopped and waited for them to laugh or tell me to sit down, that was enough. But everyone just sat in silence. No one seemed to mind that I was nervous or that I was admitting it. To them, it was all a part of the exercise. I paused, forcing myself to feel okay with the silence. And then I continued, saying that I'd always wanted a dog, but my dad had never let me have one. That I didn't like listening to music on the subway because it made it hard to eavesdrop and watch people, 2 of my favorite activities. That I liked chocolate ice cream more than vanilla, most of the time. I rambled until my time was up. I felt liberated and exhilarated by the experience. I had made myself vulnerable in front of these strangers, shared raw emotions, and no one had flinched. Next, I watched as one woman got up and